The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,146,450. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 18,044. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 6,310, with total confirmed deaths at 151. We expect the numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, February 8th. The LA County Department of Public Health saw more than 3,100 new COVID-19 cases and 89 new deaths over the most recent 24-hour period. More than 4,400 people are currently hospitalized with COVID-19, with 29% in the ICU. On the top of public health officials' minds is the concern over Super Bowl parties. We'll have to wait about a couple of weeks to see if this weekend's activities lead to another spike in cases and hospitalizations. LA County now has 360 vaccination sites up and running this week, but due to limited supply, appointments continue to fill up quickly, and the majority of appointments at large capacity vaccination sites are already booked for just second doses. Only a limited number of first doses will be given out today at the county-operated large-scale vaccination sites, and the rest of the week will be reserved for those needing their second shots. Public health officials remind Angelenos who don't yet qualify to receive a vaccine not to sign up. They say people who do are taking away appointment spots from high-risk individuals and are unlikely to get the shot anyway when they show up. Qualified LA County residents should check vaccinatelacounty.com regularly for appointment availabilities. More than 3.3 million Californians have now tested positive for COVID-19. Governor Gavin Newsom gave an update from Petco Park in San Diego today. He said it's the first mass vaccination site in California and has given out more than 100,000 doses of the vaccine so far. Newsom also said the state reported more than 10,000 new cases and has now passed 44,000 total deaths. Still, there's some good news as well. He said hospitalizations are down 34% in the past 2 weeks, and ICU admissions dropped 25% during the same time period. He also said 4.65 million people were given at least one dose of the vaccine so far, and just yesterday, 197,000 shots were administered. That's triple the amount compared to just a month ago. Governor Newsom also mentioned that so far, more than 12,200 genome sequences have been completed, leading to detections of slightly more than 1,200 West Coast strains and 153 UK variants. He said details of the state's partnership with Blue Shield and Kaiser will be announced as soon as the contracts are finalized. They're set to take over the state's vaccine distribution efforts on February 15th. Nationally, the White House COVID-19 response team also gave its update today. They said as of yesterday, 699 variants of the coronavirus have been confirmed across 34 states. 690 of them being the ones originally detected in the UK. They also said sequencing for variants increased about tenfold over the past 3 weeks, and the government plans to collaborate with state labs, both academic and commercial, in the coming days. Well, a clinic serving about 12,000 Angelenos only received 100 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Clinica Romero, which has 2 locations, one in Boyle Heights and another in MacArthur Park, serves predominantly Spanish-speaking communities, with many residents from Central America and Mexico. Well, after weeks of waiting, the clinic got its first Moderna vaccine last month from the LA Department of Public Health. But When they realized only 100 shots were in their shipment, those eligible to get vaccinated were limited to those 75 and older. Dr. Don Garcia, the clinic's medical director, calls the lack of vaccine supply embarrassing, saying, quote, "How is 100 going to take care of 12,000 patients and the surrounding community of 1 million? Since March, the positivity rate at the Boyle Heights location has been 40%. That's more than 3 times the 7-day average testing positivity for LA County as a whole. Latinos in California have been disproportionately affected by the virus. They make up roughly 40% of the state's population, but represent 55% of its COVID cases and 46% of deaths from the virus. The number of daily Latino deaths in LA County from COVID-19 skyrocketed in recent weeks and is now at 40 per 100,000 Latino residents. Carlos Vaquerano, the executive director of the clinic, says while he's happy to receive the 100 doses and understands that there is a shortage, the rollout and distribution of the vaccines has not been equitable. Some churches throughout California welcomed back their parishioners for indoor worship. This follows the U.S. Supreme Court's most recent ruling that lifts a ban on indoor services, which led to the state revising its guidelines as well. Many congregations across the state opened their doors again for the first time in months, including Calvary Chapel South Bay in Gardena. The megachurch provides an option for attending indoor services on its website and guides church members and visitors through a process that prepares them to meet safely again. And the Archdiocese of LA, which represents more than 5 million Catholics, cautiously advise parishes that choose to return to indoor worship to follow the new rules in addition to social distancing and wearing face masks. Friday's rulings were legal victories against California's COVID-19 health orders. Churches had argued that the restrictions violated their religious liberty. The justices said for now, the state can't continue with a ban, but can limit attendance to 25% capacity and restrict chanting and singing. The governor's office modified its guidelines based on this decision and will continue to enforce the restrictions the Supreme Court left in place. Johnson & Johnson requested emergency authorization last week for its COVID-19 vaccine and is now waiting for a response. If approved by the Food and Drug Administration, it would become the third COVID-19 vaccine authorized for emergency use in the U.S. Now, this vaccine is unique in that it's the first single-shot option that could be available to Americans. The company is ready to begin shipping as soon as they get the green light. The FDA scheduled a meeting to discuss the emergency use authorization on February 26. The federal agency's Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee will meet to go over the submitted data during a public discussion before a decision is made. Pfizer expects to ramp up its COVID-19 vaccine production and nearly double its speed. The company expects to produce a batch of its vaccine in 60 days, as opposed to the 110 days it's taken in the past. Well, since the initial rollout, Pfizer officials say they've been learning how to be more efficient with the process, and they've also been building out their production at different site locations. Pfizer's vaccine is made in 3 places. It starts in Chesterfield, Missouri, moves to Andover, Massachusetts, and ends in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Engineers have been analyzing how production could work faster and better over recent months and made necessary enhancements while still adhering to FDA regulations and best manufacturing practices. As of Saturday, about 20.6 million doses had been administered across the U.S. Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl champions. Quarterback Tom Brady led the team to a 31-9 win against the Kansas City Chiefs. 43-year-old Brady earned his 5th Super Bowl MVP award and extended his Super Bowl titles record with his 10th appearance. He also broke his own record for oldest player to win a Super Bowl and joined Hall of Famer Peyton Manning as the only quarterbacks to win one with multiple franchises. This is the Buccaneers' second NFL title and first in 18 years. The Chiefs, who were 2020 Super Bowl champs, well, they failed in their effort for a repeat. The NFL completed its 269-game season on time and without any cancellations during this pandemic. Almost 1 million total COVID-19 tests were completed by players and team staff during that time. Due to coronavirus-related restrictions, only 25,000 fans attended the Super Bowl game, including about 7,500 vaccinated healthcare workers who got free tickets from the NFL. Everyone, of course, had to wear a mask and were accompanied by 30,000 cardboard cutouts. Seaworld San Diego is now open again, but some attractions will stay closed. The park was able to reopen to the public after Governor Gavin Newsom lifted the regional stay-at-home orders for Southern California late last month. Seaworld welcomed back its guests on Sunday to its aquariums and zoos, implementing certain restrictions. Animal exhibits, such as those featuring dolphins, penguins, and sea lions, are now open, but roller coasters and other rides are still shut down until further notice. Guests must make a reservation prior to visiting, and those over the age of 2 need to wear a face mask at all times unless they're sitting down to eat or drink. Annual pass holders still need to make a reservation online due to the modified capacity requirements. Military personnel and up to 3 direct dependents can still visit the park for free as a part of the park's Waves of Honor program. More information is available at SeaWorld.com. Well, the country's largest supermarket chain is offering its employees $100 to get vaccinated. Kroger's 500,000 workers can get this one-time bonus if they get the full recommended doses of the COVID-19 vaccine and show proof to Human Resources. Kroger officials say those who can't get the vaccine due to medical or religious reasons will have the option of taking an educational and safety course and still get the bonus. In addition to the new vaccine payment, the company announced a $50 million investment to thank and reward its associates across 35 states. It includes a $100 store credit and 1,000 fuel points for hourly frontline grocery, supply chain, manufacturing, pharmacy, and call center associates. Both rewards will be loaded to the associates' loyalty cards on Thursday. Kroger's Chief People Officer, Tim Massa, says since March, they've invested more than $1.5 billion to both reward their associates and keep everyone safe by making necessary changes throughout their stores. The company announced last week that it will be closing 2 of its struggling locations in Long Beach due to the city's Hero Pay ordinance. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Saddleback Church South Bay was out in the community today, giving away a lot of free food.
When COVID hit, we knew we needed to expand. We needed to help the community. So we were saying, what's the best way to do that? Let's open up a grocery distribution. People can drive by, pick up groceries safely, and not worry about anything happening.
A group of volunteers handed out groceries at a drive and park food pantry located at 555 Maple Avenue. They brought and placed the food in the car, then prayed with each family. And for those without a car, there was a walk-up spot available as well. What a generous way of blessing South Bay families during this pandemic. Now, if you have a great story, photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow as Rhiannon Trutanich brings you the latest. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.